Ooh, this is exotic. Muscle Cat Media. Nice. Cultural.
Weekend Pickoff, and we are scraping this one together, my friends. It's Eric here with Spoon. No Rolsey. He's on a flight en route to Taiwan, China. He's actually calling the Women's World Cup. So we'll talk to him about that on Monday or Tuesday or whenever we can get a hold of him in the midst of calling. I literally just walked in the door from a week of camping. I honestly disconnected from the world completely. Before I bring you in, Spoon, I'm just going to be honest about my ongoings. I had less than one bar of service. It was just in and out. It was on like that sat mode. So I had some sparing text to Sarah back home. Then my car got in a bit of trouble. So I was in Hawker as my car was in the mechanic. And there's not even great service there, but was able to touch base with you fellas before one more night of the camping and all that. But yeah, I intentfully was just off of the apps, didn't check the scores of anything. I do know that the Blue Jays beat the Rays in a series. I know they scored like 20 or 21 runs or something like that because I was texting some Blue Jay friend this week. I don't know anything else other than that. Don't know how my Destiny draft team's doing. Don't know how the Jays are in the standings even. I'm assuming they'd be close if they've won a 7 straight series. I've been in the dark, and Rolsey's on a plane. So my first communication back with the real world is with this man who's also on the podcast. Spoon, I don't know if I should trust you or not, man, but you are literally the first like proper conversation I've had after being on my own for 5 days.
How are you, mate? It's good to have you back. I've cooked up, to your idea earlier in the week, I've cooked up a few Did It Happens, and we'll start off with one just related to Destiny Draft, and then we can sort of segue into that, or maybe we'll do the DD one at the end.
Before we go into that, I do need to say this one totally true. I do know the news that I do know of the world is this, that the Jays beat the Rays in a series. Looking forward to watching those highlights. I did go and when I was driving back, I chucked on the start of the podcast of you guys did on Tuesday, but I did stop it. But I do know 2 things. One is you guys roasted me for falling my car into a ditch. There is more of a story for that. And 2, Ketel Marte went missing. And I don't know anything more other than that. Like, was he found? Maybe. And then some in the text threads, you know, you get like a summary sometimes. I know that you expressed your frustration with the Arizona Diamondbacks. So that could literally mean they won 10 in a row or lost 10 in a row or went 5-5. Like, even if they won 7 in a row, you would still express your frustration somehow. And the Sydney Swans are in trouble. That's literally all I know from the world. That's it.
Yep. I mean, they're kind of the headlines, to be fair. I did have the D-backs one in there as a Did It Happen. So I've got 4 other ones for you, and then also one that relates purely to Destiny Draft.
Did the D-backs win 4 or 5 in a row?
No, we salvaged the series against Boston with an extra innings win yesterday. The first 2 games were pretty ugly. And, like, look, to be honest, if you're that team and your like superstar player just doesn't turn up and no one knows what's going on, you can't imagine that that's exactly going to like light a fire under the guys, right? Like it was ugly game 1. Game 2 was a little bit more competitive. Gabby Moreno hit a grand slam over the Green Monster, which was pretty cool. But you can kind of understand how the guys took a little bit to adjust. And as far as Ketel Marte, all we know is that he's posting religious quotes on his Instagram story.
So he just left. He's not been on the team at all this week?
No, he's on the they had to put him on the restricted list because he didn't turn up like 10 minutes before first pitch. So that was a bit of a lineup reshuffle. And I think now he went back to Arizona for an MRI on his knee. But there's obviously more to it because this isn't just some random injury. Like this is some organizational breakdown in communication.
What is going on?
Yeah, we don't like all the D-backs insiders are like, I haven't seen. Like Gambo, the major Arizona reporter, was like, I haven't seen something like this since Josh Jackson didn't turn up to a player signing and James Jones, the Phoenix Suns GM, had to give away free cartons of beer. That's life as an Arizona sports fan.
What a weird sentence.
Yeah, Josh Jackson, I went months without thinking about him, and it just brought me back.
It's like you just lost the game.
Yeah, we're back. Alex Len, Dragan Bender, all the busts.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. You're going to play a little game of Did It Happen or Not during the week, and I'll make my guess. And I haven't even checked the scoreboard of Destiny Draft or our fantasy football draft of anything, too. So you can just give me an update. You can be my newsreader.
All right. Well, the first one's an easy one. We've just talked about it, but I've got a D-back star decided not to turn up for the game. We know that happened.
Yeah, that was some of the news I did know because of you. That was my limited source if I'm listening to the pod because I'm a fan.
Yeah. Well, like the commissioner says, I don't know why I get people involved in the Diamondbacks and Arizona sports, but it's kind of like sharing the burden, I guess. The more people that are in this misery with me, the better. Okay, number 2. PCA hit 6 home runs in the last 7 days.
There's no way that's true. He's good, but he's not that good.
No, he hit 4, though. And he's now $1.50 for MVP, and he cashed a couple of big tickets for me to hit the 30 home run mark. He's now at 31. He had a walk-off for a second of the game a couple of days ago. He is airborne right now.
Dude, if you said he hit 4 home runs over the last 6 days, I would have still said there's no way that's true. He's hit 4 homers his last 6 days?
Yeah.
And the Cubs have been winning all the games?
Yeah. He's going ballistic, and they look like a team you can probably trust in the playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, what is their pathway going to look like, though, in the playoffs?
Well, that's the problem. It really depends. They're going to be the top wild card. The top wild card plays the worst of the 3 division winners, right? At the moment, there's every chance that could be the Dodgers, which would be brutal, but it's probably most likely to be the Braves. I mean, dude, Cubs, Braves, first round, epic. Give me Ronnie versus PCA.
The top wild card plays the second wild card.
Right? Oh, yeah, you're right.
The worst division winner plays the worst wild card. Because I know that's all the chat with the Jays is like, oh my God, if the Jays get in, are they going to play like the Texas Rangers or Houston Astros or the Chicago White Sox? Yeah,
you're right. So it'd probably be it's most likely to be the Phillies then. Like Phillies have a pretty solid lead on that second wild card.
That sucks for the Cubs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of taking Chicago in that series if they can get their pitching right. PCA is going to feed off that like villain energy at the bank, right?
That's true. That would be a great series to watch. They're not catching the Brewers, though, right? Like, I'm assuming the Brewers are still doing Brewer things.
Yeah, Brewers are just ticking along, doing their thing. More on them in a second. Actually, let's go straight to them now to seamless segue. The Brewers scored 34 runs over 3 days against George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, and Bryce Miller.
They scored 34 runs over... So they're playing the Mariners.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have had to win games like 10-0, 11. 34 in 3 games. I can believe they put up a big number. Like, I can believe they won a game like 14-0, 14-1, 14-7. Like, well, I don't care what it is. They put up 14. So, wait, what'd you say the number was? 34? That means they
34 in 3 days against the 3 best pitchers in the staff.
So, even if they had a 14-15, even if they had an 18-1 performance, which I doubt they did, they still would have needed like another 9. So I'm saying no. There's just no way. Their offense isn't that good.
Game 1, they won 22-0.
No, they didn't.
Game 2, they lost 7-5. Game 3 today, they won 7-4. They put up 34 runs.
And they didn't even sweep?
No, how crazy is that? It sparked a panic, basically, from Seattle, who were calling up the number 5 prospect in all of baseball. And their top prospect, who's a left-handed pitcher, because obviously they've looked at their 3 guys and gone, well, one of you has to kind of make way. I mean, like Bryce Miller was pretty bad, dude.
Okay, go in the 22-0 game because I love these ones because like I in my job with Baseball Australia, I write game recaps for like Little League scores, and that's the only time you see a 22-0 game. It's like Little League, good Little League team versus bad Little League team, 22-0, mercy rule after 5. And you want to be nice about it when you're writing the story. So you're just like, every player on the Brewers had a hit. They were led by this player with more. They scored this many runs in their biggest inning. And that's basically the story. And you just move on. So my first place I jumped to is how many different players had hits in the 22-0 games. Like, was it every player in the lineup plus 1 bench player? I'm going to guess 10. I'm going to guess 10 players had a hit in the 22-0 game.
11 players did, every starter except for Bryce Turang, and 3 players were replaced. What do you reckon the highest Destiny draft score was from one offensive player?
7?
Luis Lara got 9, and David Hamilton got 9. And
David Hamilton, we almost drafted him, remember?
Yeah, I mean, he had 4 RBIs, hit a home run, stole a couple of bags. Pretty crazy, man.
Well, they won 22-0. Who pitched that game?
Kyle Harrison pitched for the Brewers. He had 8 strikeouts, 5 shutout innings. Gary Sanchez pitched the ninth. I can't remember the last time I saw a position player pitching in a winning game.
Is Kyle Harrison one of the most underrated players this season across Major League Baseball?
100%, man. I can't shut up about it. It's because he's behind, like your Misiorowskis and Logan Henderson and some of these guys, but he's been so good. He would be the genuine ace on probably 28 different teams. He just happens to be like the SP3, and that's why I think the Brewers are such a scary proposition. Because
his ERA is being like or hovering below 3 most of the season.
Yeah, and he's getting the strikeouts. Like he had a 10 strikeout game a couple of days ago. He's got 122 strikeouts on the season, and he had a late start to the year. It's pretty crazy that he was the key piece, right, in that trade for Rafi Devers, and then they just traded him away for a few guys that have like been pretty decent in Caleb Durden, Monasterio, Siegler. But like that was the Red Sox big chip to get rid of Rafi Devers was Kyle Harrison, and they gave him 3 starts and then moved him on. And now him and David Hamilton in the same trade package are just dominating for the Brewers to an NL Central pennant.
That is the most Brewers and Red Sox thing that could have possibly happened.
Yeah, I was saying to my mate the other day, like, as an AFL fan, never trade with Geelong, right? Like, Geelong know more than you do. If they're giving up on a player, he's not very good. If they want your player for chips, he's probably got more in him. It kind of feels like the same with the Brewers sometimes.
Yeah, don't trust them. Well, no, trust the Brewers. So therefore, don't trust anything that they offer you because they are going to want it. And they know why. And if they're offering you something, there's a reason.
Yeah. All right, the next one. Kyle Schwarber had his second career 4 home run game.
Oh, man. I feel like that's an obscure one to put in there, but I'm going to say no just because that would be unbelievable.
Kyle Schwarber hit 0 home runs this week.
Okay.
You are correct.
He would be the player to do it if there was someone there, but yeah, I mean, that would have been crazy, but good. I'm glad he hit no home runs.
Yeah, so you're 2 from 3. What have I got here? I've got one more baseball one more Destiny draft.
That was a good player, by the way, to choose to say 4 home run game because it makes you think a little bit. You're like, what player could potentially do that?
It was niche enough, right? They had like 3 against the Marlins, 2 against the Twins. You're like, okay, Philly normally score in bunches.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan Stanek threw an immaculate inning for the Cardinals.
There's no way that's true.
Ryan Stanek did not throw an immaculate inning for the Cardinals. He did get 3 outs on 7 pitches in his last appearance against the Reds.
Rolsey would have just been pumped he got 3 outs.
Yeah, the Cardinals blew that game in the 9th, so it didn't matter.
Was he the closing pitcher on record in that blown save?
No, he was in the 8th. He did his job in the 8th, and then the next guy blew it.
Yeah, that sucks. That would have been cool.
Needs a new scapegoat.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
All right, now for Destiny Draft, you'll enjoy this one. Where am I? It's the fantasy tab. Okay.
Well, wait. First off, are any of my guys hurt? Because when we left, I think I said my parting words was just give me Scherzer.
No, but before the first pitch and everything kind of went down on Tuesday, Justin Robleski went to the IL, so Tom replaced him with Max Scherzer.
No. Well,
and Max Scherzer gave him -4 yesterday, so you dodged a couple of bullets there.
So that's the one the Jays lost. I know they lost 2 of 3, and I know they won today 5-1. I know they lost 7-6 2 days ago, and that I'm assuming is the one. Well, I know that he was scheduled to start, so I know that was the one Scherzer started. So did Scherzer just got rocked? Like that's why the Jays lost. Scherzer was just terrible.
Yeah, I think it was 7-0 at one point. They came back. I think it ended up losing 7-6.
This is what my buddy texted me. Let me read it out. Being like, what does it say? Dude, you need to watch the Jesus Sanchez highlights. If he's telling me that about Jesus Sanchez, it means that there definitely were not highlights. Like, that guy did something somewhere.
Yeah, he's not texting you about, like, Vladdy or Okamoto, and you're like, all right, that could be a, 7-hit game or something like that.
Yeah, I'm assuming Jesus Sanchez did something goofy in left field.
As is tradition. So, yeah, he ended up with Scherzer. And, look, Scherzer got him -4, so that's your little hint on the next one. But did it happen? Team Tom and Team Eric combined for 25 points more than Team Rolsey and Team Spoon.
25 points more? We're 5 days into this? 20. So combined. So it would be like if
you guys had 35 and we had
10.
Yeah.
I just don't. Okay. I believe, because who did he have? He had Luis Arise.
Do you want me to run through the teams again?
Yeah, run through the teams again. Maybe that'll help me. Because I remember he had Luis Arise and he had Scherzer. And then I had Jared Young, Sal Stewart, and Sandy. And then I can't remember what you guys had.
So Tom also had Adley with Arise and Max.
That's right.
You were correct with Stewart.
And he was hoping Adley would go off.
Yeah. You were correct with Stewart, Young, and Sandy. Rolsey has Glaber, Randy, and Schlittler. And I've got Taylor Ward, Ozzie Albies, and George Kirby.
Okay. So I'm just going to go off of some information here. So the George Kirby got rocked by the Brewers. We know this from before. We know Scherzer got rocked. So the problem is if Scherzer is -4, has Cam pitched?
I'll give you a hint.
Has Cam
Scherzer's
pitched? Give me this is the one. This is the only information I need before I make my guess.
Okay.
Has Cam pitched?
No.
Okay. No, we're 5 days in. There's no way. Because let's just say I have like 9 or 10, and then Tom has 11 or 12 or 10. Then that means you guys would have to be in the negative. I'm going to say no. That's just too big. I think you picked too big of a number to make it believable. It's too big of a number.
So in reverse order, Team Spoon, 0 points, as is tradition.
Oh, no.
Team Rolsey, 3 points.
Hey, all right. That's good for me.
Team Eric, 11 points.
What is Tom on if Scherzer had -4?
Tom's on 17 with Scherzer's -4.
And Max Scherzer makes up -4 of those 17 points?
And Max Scherzer's -4 is worse than I got from George Kirby. George Kirby only got me -2. He gave up 6 earned runs, but he struck out 3, and he got through a few innings before it ended. So I'm on a lovely 0. I'll break those teams down from worst to best.
Well, wait, on my team, is Sandy like the bulk? Did he go deep and get a bunch of strikeouts? Like, is he the reason? Like, I'm assuming that would be the formula. Like, I've got 11 because Sandy is like 7, and Sal and Jared are just like, eh.
It's the exact opposite.
What?
Jared Young's team by team. So I've got -2 from George Kirby, 0 from Taylor Ward, who missed the first 3 days. And, when I drafted him, I said, this is a guy with some concerns, whatever. I'm an idiot.
He's probably got like 5 strikeouts.
4 strikeouts and 4 other stats for 0. Ozzie Albies has 2. So that's my lovely looking 0. Rolsey has none from Cam, but he hasn't pitched yet. He'll get 2 starts out of him. I think he goes tomorrow. Glaber Torres for Randy Arozarena -1, which also has implications in our fantasy draft because Tom has him. Then we've got Team Eric. Sandy, 1 point.
Wow, that's disappointing. That's very disappointing.
He did go 6 innings, but he only got the 1 punchy, and he gave up 3 earned runs.
Wow. So if Sandy just performed as he should have, I would have been close to first.
You would have been, probably. And then you've got 8 from Sal Stewart, which has been a really good week.
That's all right. That's kind of what I was hoping for from him. 1 or 2 points a day.
Yeah, so he's got 5 hits, 5 ribbies, a couple of runs, struck out 4 times, so getting really good production from him. He did hit a game-tying home run off the Cardinals, which hurt Rolsey and myself because I've got JJ Weatherholt for NL Rookie of the Year, and Sal Stewart's like right behind him in that race. So it was a big, those narrative awards. It was like, okay, this is candidate on candidate. He had his big moment, and I think that one swing cashed you in 5 points.
Ooh, that is a good swing for me. All right, so I'm in second. Still some time to go.
Max Scherzer, as we've covered, -4. He went 4 innings. 1 strikeout, 7 earned runs. Not good for Max.
So the other 2 combined for 21 points.
Yeah, 10 from Adley. Unfortunately, he went crazy against my D-backs. He hasn't struck out at all. He's got 4 hits, 4 ribbies, and 2 runs. Ariza struck out once, which in its own is almost surprising. He's got 6 hits, 3 ribbies, 3 runs. So I got a text from Tom, and you know how Tom is with his banter. I got a text from Tom a couple of days ago being like, dude, this is so easy while I'm sitting on 0 points still at the starting line.
Wow. So if the scoreboard holds, that is going to be truly chaos because so entering it was what? You were on 16 and Listener and I were on 15 and Rolsey was on 14. So then that means that you would go to 17. I would go to 18. Listener would go to first on 19.
It's going to be messy, man. Well, I'll get to draft first for once with one round to go.
You wouldn't get to draft. You might, but you wouldn't get to draft first unless Rolsey passes you, like wins you by 2 spots and has how many runs? What's the points right now that Rolsey's on?
Rolsey's got more than anyone in last, which is hilarious.
So he's got more points than anybody else?
Yeah, he's got 8 more than me.
Oh, yeah, he had that big week. So, yeah, if Rolsey finishes 2 spots ahead of you, so if Cam goes nuts and Rolsey passes me, which is possible, then...
No, I could be last after leading the entire year heading into the final round.
Well, no, you wouldn't be last because I have less points than you. Well, it depends how I do this week. But I've got the worst points, I'm pretty sure. So I might draft first. I could be last or I could be second, but I'm also in a place I could be first at the end of this week. Like if my guys go crazy and pass Tom. Well, this is encouraging that Boston did well because the Jays have won 7 series in a row. And when they played Boston, the whole hype was like Boston were the hottest team in baseball, and they were. And then the Jays beat Boston 3 out of 4. And Boston looked terrible. So I was just like, okay, maybe Boston's run has come to an end. But I kind of love that the Boston Red Sox, I'm going to Google them right now. So how have they done since the Jays series? They beat the D-backs 2 out of 3. They lost to the Pirates. But I kind of like that the Red Sox are good. Like that validates how the Jays are playing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, the Orioles made a bit of a run as well. They finished Tuesday or Wednesday in a playoff spot, but I think they just got swept by the Yankees. So they're kind of like, I'm holding a ticket on the Jays and the Orioles at $8, both of them, to make the playoffs. So as long as one of those teams keeps going like they are, I'll be pretty happy.
That's crazy. And Bieber obviously went well today for the Jays, which is good news.
Yeah, he was good, man.
So are the D-backs in a playoff spot now then, or no?
1 game out behind the Padres have been so hot, dude. They've won 8 of their last 10. We're 1 game back from them, but they've really had it figured out lately. Phillies have won 6 in a row. So
and how'd the Cardinals do in their 5-game series versus the Reds?
Cardinals are 2.5 games back, so they're kind of hanging in there. They went, what did they go? 3 out of 5, I think, or maybe. Oh, they went to double.
And that's after their big weekend in Chicago. So they beat, because when I left, they had just beaten the Cubs, which is a huge win for them.
Yeah, so they're hanging in there. I mean, Baez hasn't hit another home run. I should have asked you that.
Whoa, yeah. What is Josh Baez since? That would have been a good one to do. Is what is Josh Baez's stats since his first game?
What do you think his batting average is?
Okay, well, his first game he went 3 for 4. I legitimately don't know. You could have, so just ask me that now. So the first game he went 3 for 4, and he's played 5 games since then, right? And I'm assuming he played all 5. Or would he have played 6 because the game happened? Okay, let's just say 5. Maybe he got benched. Okay. So average of 4 at-bats a game, 20 at-bats. No 80s is hot. Maybe we'll go a solid 250. So I'm going to say he went 3 for 4 his first game, and then he went 5 for 20 in his next, which means he would be 8 for 24. He didn't hit a home run because you gave it away, so maybe 3 more RBIs. So I'm going to say that he had 5 hits and 3 RBIs over his last 5 games.
He is batting 143. He is in a, what did he have today? 3. So he had 4 in the first. He's in a 1 for 21 slump. I mean, you called it, right?
He's 1 for 21 since his 3 home runs.
Yeah, but don't poke Rolsey about it because he's very excited about the exit velocity on these outs.
How many strikeouts does he have?
How many do you think? In 28 plate appearances.
Wait, no, I want to just know from in 28 plate appearances since the game or overall?
24 since.
Okay. If it is more than So how many games has he played?
5.
Since the game.
Yeah.
If it is more than 5, I would be concerned. He is a rookie, striking out once a game, fine. He's going to have that velo. He's swinging happy. If it's more than 5, I'm going to be concerned. So I'm going to say 5. I'm going to say right on 5.
He struck out 8 times.
Oh.
It's going to be, I mean, Rolsey knew it, right? But it's going to be very boom or bust, I think, and we're seeing that.
I'm going to text him right now. Spoon is telling me news. Maybe I'll write him a letter. Should we write him a letter? He can get this.
Send it by Raven.
Dear Andrew, I am recording the podcast with Spoon. We are guessing things that happened. He prompted me about Baez. I believed everything you told me about this man. I guessed he put up adequate numbers. Turns out, he's terrible. Thanks for misleading me. I can never trust you again. Enjoy
Kind regards. Or sincerely.
Enjoy Tynan. How should I sign off? Kind regards? Sincerely, Eric. Okay. I've sent it. Dear Andrew, I am Oh God, I hope I sent this to the right Andrew.
Send it to all the Andrews.
I am recording this podcast with Spoon. We are guessing the things that happened. He prompted me about Baez. I believed everything you told me about this man. I guess he put up adequate numbers. Turns out he's terrible. Thanks for misleading me. I can never trust you again. Enjoy Tynan. Sincerely, Eric. I think that reads well.
Yeah.
That won't
He'll
trigger
definitely
him,
take the bait too.
He won't be upset. He won't be messaging our group chat in T-minus 5 minutes when he's just like, LOL.
He's going to come to defend his guy. He's going to pull over on the side of the road angrily. Twitter fingers
in Taiwan. That's so funny. Oh, he's liked my message already. All right, Spoon. The reason we are gathered here today, though, is the weekend pickoff. What do you have for us and your listeners? Don't forget to follow us on the website. You can view all of Spoon's picks and even how he's doing. There's some green in there. And Spoon does baseball. How are you? I'm going to go to the website now, actually.
Oh, I'd spare yourself. Monday or Tuesday, one of them was a bloodbath. I sent this message to Rolsey and I was like, thank God for futures, because Shota Imanaga hit his futures bet and PCA went crazy and hit his futures bet. So despite the dailies going terrible, my balance was going up, but it was much needed. Last couple of days,
the top ups are looking good.
What was that?
The top ups looked good today.
Yeah, the last couple of days have been like right around the
top
mark.
August though.
Yeah. Still got 10 days. Super Saturday tomorrow. We'll turn it around.
You had a hot July, though. Really hot July. It just happens. It happens.
Yeah, it's a numbers game.
Has been solid. You've just been burned. Remember that day of bad beats? Like you've been burned by sound logic and a bit unluck. I will give you that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of these one-offs that just haven't seemed to go the way. And the annoying thing is as the top-up numbers show, when the wins hit, they usually win comfortably and the top-ups hit. So it's not like you kind of scrape home with the wins, but you do seem to fall one or two shy every now and then. I did tip the Blue Jays to win a couple of days ago, game 1 against the Rays. What was that? The Nick Martinez start, and they were paying $2.50 or something like that. That was a nice little collect.
God damn. Good. I didn't even guess that. Anyways, what do you got for us?
Alrighty. So tomorrow, look, there's every chance this is the best pitching matchup of the entire year. You're going to have to set the alarm for it. It's an earlier start. It's at 5:40 South Australian time, so 6:10 if you're on the East Coast. But we've got Chris Sale and Jacob Misiorowski. I mean, that's worth waking up for as a mouth-watering pitching matchup.
It might be a quick game.
Yeah, look, the over-under is 6.5 and the under is $1.79. You won't normally see that shy of like maybe a World Series game. And even then, in the new kind of high offense era, I haven't seen a 6.5 for a very long time. So that tells you all you need to know. Look, Misiorowski is $1.15, $1.20 now, I think, for the NL Cy Young, but Chris Sale's right behind him at $8. So if Chris Sale has any chance of pinching this award outside of the obvious, and that's Misiorowski missing time, he's going to need to outpitch Misiorowski tomorrow. Look, I think we're going to see an absolute masterclass from both guys, and taking their individual lines didn't really excite me too much. You can take both guys for 8 or more strikeouts at $2.55, which I think is a really good best of the day. You look at some of their recent numbers. This is Misiorowski's last 4 starts: 12, 10, 9, and then 6. Chris Sale's gone 11, 9, 8, and 9. So,
Wow.
Look, 8 plus at 255. I think that's a pretty nice way to play. Hopefully get a couple of units in the bank before the main slate starts and we kick off Super Saturday.
I like that. Yeah, I'm going to get up and watch that. That sounds fun. What, you don't want to watch Blue Jays bullpen versus Cam?
Yeah, I mean, that could be interesting. What's
Jays beat him last time.
Yeah, look, Jays are third best in baseball at strikeout prevention as well. So I don't know about Schlittler's 6.5 line tomorrow. I think there's every chance the Jays can do something. Probably going to end up playing team total in that game. The team total is 2.5. Even if Schlittler has 6 really good innings, the Blue Jays will tack on 1 or 2 here and there. Keep an eye on Twitter and the website because I think there's a very good chance we're playing Blue Jays team total tomorrow.
Well, dude, you don't have to look back too far for the last Cam versus Blue Jays bullpen game. Cam went 5 1/3, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts. Jays won 4-1, but they used Braden Fisher, Ricky Tiedemann, 2 1/3 of near perfect baseball from Simeon Woods Richardson, Mason Fluharty, Spencer Miles, Tyler Rogers, and Louis Varland in a combined 4-hitter to outduel him and win the game.
That's insane. Dude, SWR's literally turned into like a very capable relief arm.
No, he hasn't.
I don't know how the Jays do it. Are they going to fix Paul Sewell next?
Dude, have you taken a look at his like Fangraphs charts?
Oh, yeah, like his underlying metrics are disgusting. But I mean, what's his ERA with the Jays? It's probably not terrible.
You can do this. I was doing this the other day on Fangraphs. You can like sort it by his time with teams.
He's got a 0.59 ERA with the Jays.
What's his expected ERA with the Jays, though?
Well, he's got a FIP of 3.67. That's not terrible.
What is his I know before that Yankees start, his expected ERA was like 5.98, and he had an ERA of 0.69.
Yeah. Well, look, his FIP, fielding independent percentage, independent? Yeah. With Minnesota was 12.3. So you can't tell me he's not turning a corner in that respect.
Well, I mean, anyone could turn a corner. Like, I'm just surprised. He should just be grateful he got another opportunity.
Yeah, well, look, he's only 25, right? So he had a 2.1 WAR season last year as a 24-year-old. I mean, you can never have too many arms.
What's really funny is
Toronto definitely can't have too many arms.
He's had 5 appearances for the Jays now. So he's played 5 games for the Jays, and he's thrown 15 1/3 innings, and he's given up 1 earned run, right? So knowing that those are his last 5 games, and in 15 1/3 innings, he is allowed 1 earned run. What do you think Simeon Woods Richardson's ERA is over his last 7 games combined? So you got to throw him back to Minnesota. So 2 more games. Out of his last 2 games to those 15 1/3 with the Jays, what is SWR's ERA?
Probably like 6. I reckon he gave up a lot. I know the Canary was a big hater of this guy. We loved him actually because he backed his unders every time. I reckon he gave up like 7 and 7 in his last 2 starts, and then that was when they were like, okay, enough's enough.
You are bang on with that, and this can't be right. It says his splits his last 7 games is a 9.64 ERA.
He gave up his last 3 starts in Minnesota. He gave up 6, 5, and 8 runs.
So maybe it is correct.
Guy's an enigma.
In how many innings? It wouldn't mean much.
No, a lot of these, like he never got out of the 5th.
Oh, ouch! But he's good now.
I've got one more for tomorrow as well.
Okay.
I had a conversation with Rolsey earlier in the week. Honestly, for me right now, it is at the point where you can almost take any starting pitcher's strikeouts against the Cincinnati Reds. I haven't seen a team striking out this much in a very long time. They're over 25% K rate. And it's working really well for situations where guys like Chase Burns are on the mound, because when he started a couple of days ago, I took his combined strikeouts with Liberatore from the Cardinals. Rolsey thought I was mad as a Cardinals fan, and they ended up combining for 15 between them because Chase Burns gets the Ks, but then his lineup goes out and does the exact same thing. So they're the worst team in baseball from a strikeout percentage, and I really like what that means for Eduardo Rodriguez tomorrow, the D-back starter. He had 5 strikeouts last game against the Braves. The Braves are one of baseball's best teams in all areas, especially in the strikeout prevention market. And the start before that, he struck out 9 Dodgers in a superb start. He's capable of a stinker every now and then, but the stinker was a few games ago. I think he's locked back in. He's been comfortably the best pitcher all year for the D-backs. So, look, against a team that's striking out so much like the Reds, over 5.5 strikeouts tomorrow for Erod, $2.10. I think that's a really nice play to round out our weekend pickoff.
So we're watching Erod, pod favorite of yours. We've gone down this path before, and it's been a good path to go down. And we're watching maybe the best pitching matchup of the season tomorrow morning in a race with Cy Young implications. Those are 2 good picks, Spoon. I appreciate you. We recorded for 35 minutes just to get in those 2 picks, but I feel like we covered some meaningful ground.
Well, now you're up to speed on everything. You're ready to kick back for Super Saturday. Enjoy the baseball without wondering, what have I missed?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to chuck on a couple pieces of things while I go, organize my life. After all of that. That was good information. I kind of liked getting my news from you and in this format too. I could use some educated guesses on the believable and unbelievable. I feel like my guesswork was good, but there were some things that happened apparently.
What did you finish? 3-2? I think you were wrong
3-2,
on the Mariners giving up 34 runs.
I didn't think that Baez was that bad.
And wrong. Well, you were wrong on how
Destiny
crazy
draft?
the gap is in Destiny Draft right now too.
Yeah, Schwarber. I was right on Schwarber. That
right
was
on PCA.
Yeah, I was right on PCA. I was in the ballpark for a few, but yeah, those were some good wrong ones I got. You set me up good for those. All right, Spoon, have a good weekend. Go well. May your footy teams win and bring you joy. They won't, but
They never
I hope
do.
They do. But I hope they do. Have a good weekend, everybody.